Okay, let's talk about EU regulations. Digital data, tech, cyber, AI.
Yeah.
It feels like this huge tangled web, right? It's constantly changing, and honestly, it's easy to feel a bit lost. So our deep dive today is meant to be your shortcut. We're going to boil down the key EU digital laws, the ones already active, and those coming up into a clear, high-level picture for you.
Exactly. And it's not just the number of laws, it's how they strategically fit together. Understanding just the basics here is incredibly valuable. Seriously, no matter what field you're in, or even if you're just trying to grasp where our digital world is heading.
Right, so let's try and unpack this legal structure. Starting with the big regulations already in place as of, say, mid-2025, we'll hit the main what's for each, but maybe more importantly, the why it matters bit.
Yeah, the big theme is definitely this push for a more secure, fair, trustworthy digital market across the EU. We can kind of group them, maybe starting with data privacy. Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. Lead the way.
Okay, so at the heart of it all, you still got GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, been around since 2018. And GDPR wasn't just about setting rules, it fundamentally shifted things, giving individuals more control over their data. Its impact went way beyond Europe, you know?
Oh, absolutely. A global game changer.
Totally. And building on that, there's the Data Governance Act that's been applicable since late 2023. It's about making data sharing easier, setting up trustworthy intermediaries, and then the Data Act that's just enforced this year, applying from September 2025. It aims to unlock industrial data value, sorting out access and sharing for personal and non-personal data. So you see this pattern, building a data economy based on trust and clear rules.
Okay, that covers the data itself. But what about the platforms, the big tech giants handling all this data? How's the EU dealing with them?
Good question. That brings us to the Digital Services Act, the DSA, in force since February 2024. This one's about platform accountability, making them more responsible for content, aiming for safer online spaces, and working alongside it is the Digital Markets Act, the DMA, that's been applying since May 2023. The DMA zeroes in on fair competition. It targets those huge gatekeeper platforms, the ones so big they can basically control market access.
So trying to level the playing field a bit.
Pretty much, yeah. Stop them stifling innovation from smaller players.
Okay, now for the one everyone's talking about, artificial intelligence.ai. What's the EU's approach been here? It's such a fast-moving target.
It really is. They've landed on the AI Act. It's quite landmark, actually. Some bans on harmful AI uses are already in effect since February 2025. The main rules phase in from August 2025 onwards. What's really key is its risk-based approach. It looks at AI systems based on potential harm. It's not just rules. It feels like the EU trying to set a global standard for ethical AI, maybe like GDPR did for data.
Interesting. Okay, shifting gears again, cybersecurity. This feels like a huge area for the EU, lots of different pieces.
It is massive. And the crucial thing, I think, across all these cyber laws is a real shift from just reacting to incidents to being proactive, mandating better reporting, pushing for security from the start.
Security by design.
Exactly. So you have the NIS2 directive applying this October, core cyber rules for critical sectors, energy, transport, that kind of thing. Then the Cyber Resilience Act, CRA, enforced late last year. That sets security requirements for connected hardware, software through their whole life cycle.
So IoT devices and such.
Yep. And for finance specifically, there's DORA, the Digital Operational Resilience Act, applies January 2025. That's about making sure financial firms can handle and recover from cyber disruptions, not just prevent them. Operational resilience.
Got it.
And backing all this up, you've got the Cybersecurity Act, boosting ENISA, the EU Cyber Agency, and setting up certification frameworks, plus the Cyber Solidarity Act, in force since February, for EU-wide incident reporting and response. It's like building layers of defense.
Wow, it really sounds like they're trying to cover all the bases, future-proofing things. What about digital identity and infrastructure?
Right, important pieces too. There are new cybersecurity requirements under the Radio Equipment Directive, RED mandatory from August 2025, that puts security standards on wireless and IoT devices before they're sold. And II-2, which is phasing in now from July 2024, that's about secure digital identity across the EU, making online interactions smoother and safer between member states.
Okay, so that's the landscape now. But you mentioned things on the horizon. Where does it look like the EU is heading next with all this?
Well, if you connect the dots, the trend seems clear towards an even more joined up, probably stricter digital and cyber regulatory environment. We're hearing about things like an EU Quantum Act, maybe part of a quantum plan this year, trying to get ahead of that technology, Or the Democracy Shield initiative expected late 2025, pulling together digital and cyber tools to protect EU institutions' elections.
So they're thinking quite far ahead.
Definitely. It makes you wonder, what sort of future are they anticipating? And how will it shape things globally?
What really strikes me is just how comprehensive this all is. It's interconnected, it's evolving, covering data, platforms, AI, cyber identity, even quantum tech down the line.
Mm.
It doesn't feel like random rules. It feels like a very deliberate strategy to shape the digital world, potentially way beyond the EU's borders.
Which leads us nicely to a final thought for you, the listener. How might this really integrated and still expanding EU regulatory model actually influence digital rules and tech development everywhere else? Especially, for businesses and innovators maybe operating thousands of miles away. Are EU rules becoming, in effect, global rules? Something to think about.